session has the aim to introduce the concept of landscape and to present the important relationship between landscape and sustainable tourism. In the first part, we introduced the concept of landscape in a geographical perspective. Landscape is today recognized as a global value. In fact, international interest in what UNESCO defines as cultural landscape dates back into 1972 with the drafting of the Conservation and Convention concerning the worldwide protection of cultural and natural heritage. Article 1 mentioned artifacts and combination of artifacts and nature, which 20 years later, in the review of the Convention, UNESCO identified as key elements of cultural landscape. Along these lines, since the 90s, UNESCO has actively undertaken the preservation of key cultural landscapes, with a view to including them in the World Heritage List. European Council research on the promotion of landscape policies also started in the 90s and led to the final drafting of 2000 European Landscape Convention, which defined landscape and landscape protection in accordance with consistent criteria enforced across member states. IUCN, the worldwide organization responsible for environmental protection, also stresses the importance of landscape in environmental policies by including among its protected categories the one of protected land and marine landscape. This fifth category is defined as a protected area intended primarily for the conservation of landscape and for purpose of recreation. Landscape is an important geographical concept, and its evolution may be traced along two strands of research. The first focuses on the quantifiable and material aspects of landscape, namely landscape ecology. The second one investigates the non-material and therefore symbolic cultural features of landscape by postulating a semiology of landscape based on the idea that landscape is a representation of territory. Geographical studies move towards an integrated conception of landscape, which considers two main aspects. First of all, landscape is considered as a subjective perception of territory. Landscape is the result of subjective perception of space done by social actors through their senses. The second one is related to a reticular and dynamic perspective, where landscape is composed by units of meanings that every social actor perceives in the environment and which have a particular social meaning, which evolves during time.